It's a great story. Bullshit. But great. You should seriously consider becoming a screenwriter. What in the actual fuck?
Hey there, welcome to the channel. You'll have to excuse my voice. I am still sick, so I'm not gonna be screaming a lot in this video, which is my usual thing, but I just can't. So, when we talk about Mortal Kombat, we are talking about a franchise that is like 30 plus years old. This franchise is older than me, older than my brother, older than anyone, except for my parents probably, that I know who plays video games. And my parents only play like Mario Kart every once in a year. Now, after Mortal Kombat 11, they decided to do something fresh, something new, and they reset the entire timeline. Which is probably the right move. I think they made the right call there. So I was pretty optimistic about Mortal Kombat 1 when I heard what they were going to do with it. Now I finally played the story, I have made my way through most of the invasion, and I have played a fuck ton of fights with friends. So let's go through the good things first. You know, that's how you do it. You don't like bash into someone's game immediately. First things first, when you open up the game, the no loading screens are really nice. Now, some computers may not be able to render it as well, and even my PC struggles with the no loading screen sometimes, but hey, that's fair. It comes with the job. It's overall a really cool experience that you are now, after downloading all the shaders when opening up the game for the first time, you can just skip all loading screens. It's very smooth, and especially in the campaign, I really enjoyed that feature. It just, you know, it makes it easier to play. You don't have to wait anymore, but also it kind of stops you from taking breaks. Now, in Baldur's Gate 3, whenever I would get a loading screen, I would just get a drink, get some food, and come back. And I kind of like that rest. Now, with Mortal Kombat, you have to physically pause the game to do that, which is not that big of a problem, but I still think I prefer the loading screens. But hey, I think overall it's a right step in the direction, and it, you know, shows the future of gaming, so why not? Then the gameplay. Overall, Mortal Kombat gameplay is pretty good, and the combos as well as the abilities just feel very nice, and this game is no exception. In my opinion, they really enhanced the air combat in this game, as opposed to the other Mortal Kombat games. Mortal Kombat 11 did something for air, but in my opinion it was nowhere as great as this game. Especially like Baraka's spin in the air, or Liu Kang's little fireballs that he throws in the air. I really like those moves, and they really make the game, well, better. Gameplay is good, the flow of the game is good. Now let's go to the story, because how is the story? It's okay. I really hoped that they would focus less on the multiverse in this story, but overall, without giving any spoilers, it's pretty cool and grounded until like the last 2-3 chapters, but before that it's really cool. I really like the fact that we are now bringing Earthrealmers into Outworld for the first time again, and you get those first reactions like, what the hell, this is crazy, and this and that. We get some new takes on older characters, as well as some new takes on more recent characters. Now, for Raiden, I know people dislike it a lot, and I did first as well, but you know, I've kind of grown used to the nice guy PewDiePie Raiden. He's pretty cool. I of course prefer the wise old man, but I don't hate Raiden as much as other people do. But as I mentioned, the last 3 chapters really do bring it down, since they focused on the multiverse and different timelines again, which I really think they should not have done. That's a great concept for other game modes, but not for the story. We saw that in Injustice and Injustice 2 as well. Like, the Injustice campaign itself, the story of the first Injustice Gods Among Us, was only good because they only had one multiverse that they brought into the story. And then Injustice 2 was just overall really good because it was only based in one universe. and it was very grounded, and I just preferred that a lot more than going into the multiverse too much. And yeah, this game goes into the multiverse too much, to the point that you can finish the game as Shao Kahn. That's cool, but that really does not fit with the story. So, as cool as it is, visually and gameplay wise and concept wise, I think that brings the story down. So the story for me gets a 6.5 out of 10. Still very fun to play, and I definitely recommend playing it if you buy Mortal Kombat 1 anyway. Not only do you get rewards, but there is definitely some great scenes in there. And even though I know I was already hanging to complaining about this game a little bit more than praising it, but now the time has come to truly complain, because there are issues with this game. First and foremost, as cool as the cameos are for the campaign, I really do not like the feature in multiplayer. I know other people might, and I know that there is great combos that you can start with them, but it really just pulls me out of the entire connection between the characters fighting. Plus the cameos don't really say anything either. The characters are hollow, they're not even supposed to be there most of the time. So I don't really like it that much. I think Goro is probably one of the better cameo fighters, since he really does have to do something with characters like Shao. But overall, I don't think I like it too much. I do prefer just in Mortal Kombat 11 having a 1v1. And what I really miss as well, and that's one thing that I really loved about Injustice 2, is environmental damage. The way you could do things in the environment with Injustice 2 was so cool. And I really miss that in this game. It really does feel like we've taken a step back, if you know what I mean. If it comes to the characters, with the environment, I think we've taken a step back. We have taken a step forward with just the combat in and of itself, but I don't know if it's enough to redeem what we've lost. And last but not least, the worst of all, the customization. Now, the customization is okay for most games, but for a Mortal Kombat game, it's actually really bad. For overall a NetherRealm Studios game, it's really bad customization. I think in every other game that I've played from NetherRealm, there has been more customization options than in the previous game. If you look at this little clip here, you can see that with Shao, these two axes are the exact same, but just a retexture. And this happens a lot, even though all you can change is either the gear or the skin, and that's it. While in Mortal Kombat 11, you could change the weapon, you could change the chest plate, you could change the mask, you could change everything. And now in this game, that kind of went away, and I really dislike how they did that. It's also leaning into the more scummy side of gaming, which we all know and love, being seasonal rewards. Oh, we're going to have seasons and we're going to release content with the seasons. Now, luckily, a lot of these content can be purchased from in-game currency you can earn through Invasion. That's great, that's amazing, but it's not even worth the grind, if you ask me. I'm still grinding for it because I don't know, I'm just that kind of guy. But customization went a big step down. Especially since like Mortal Kombat 11 and Injustice 2 had such great customization. For NetherRealm to come out with this is kind of scummy. And it brings the overall game down, it really does. The entire thing I like about Mortal Kombat was that it was different than other fighter games in the way that you could change your character on basis of how you play them and how you want them to look, how you want them to feel. That was great in the fighting games that NetherRealm Studios always made, and now they removed that. So it doesn't really matter if you have 500 hours on, I don't know, Reptile. Those 500 hours are now away since you didn't really earn that much from him now. And I hope over the seasons it does get better, but especially this season is just not that great. Yay, I got an orange color for a character I don't play. Thank you. So, overall the game really does need work and it's only a 6 out of 10. But, there is one big but. The DLC that we are aware of right now that are coming to the game will probably bring the entire game back up. Especially if Anthony Starr is voicing Homelander. We already know that J.K. Simmons is voicing Omni-Man, and it's pretty unlikely that John Cena will voice Peacemaker, so let's just not even talk about that right now. But I think Omni-Man, Homelander and Peacemaker can really make this game into what it should be. It doesn't feel finished. Also, Ermac and Quan Chi are left out of the game even though they're in the campaign, and you fight them in the campaign, which is really weird, but it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna see where this takes us. I really like the overall aesthetic though, and how it looks and feels, but man, they should have done something about the customization and focused less on the multiverse. That's my only two big feedback points overall. Like the cameos, I can live with that, but the customization not being good, as well as the story ending quite weirdly, I am not really for that. But hey, that's my opinion, and I am just a guy who complains on the internet, so I want to know what you think. Do you like the game so far? Do you have changes you want to see in the future? Or are you pretty satisfied with what you have? Well, that's my slander. See you guys in the next one.